before Christmas, Washington typically slows down, but federal workers are preparing for a government shutdown as one of the president's most well-respected advisors steps down. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis is leaving after the president's surprise decision to pull U.S. troops out of Syria.
He and the president have a good relationship, but sometimes they disagree.
Reaction to Mattis's resignation has even the president's supporters concerned about the future of foreign policy. Just read General Mattis' resignation letter. It makes it abundantly clear that we are headed towards a series of grave policy errors, which will endanger our nation, tweets Senator Marco Rubio. And in a statement, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell writes, "It is regrettable that the president must now choose a new Secretary of Defense, but I urge him to select a leader who shares Secretary Mattis's total commitment to America's service members." The news came in a tweet. General Jim Mattis will be retiring with distinction at the end of February. I greatly thank Jim for his service. In his resignation letter, Mattis writes, "Because you have the right to a Secretary of Defense whose views are better aligned with yours on these and other subjects, I believe it is right for me to step down from my position." They butted heads on the importance of America's international alliances like NATO. The final straw was the president's announcement that he's bringing home 2,000 troops from Syria, and reports the administration is preparing to draw down half its current troop level in Afghanistan to 7,000. Even Trump's staunchest supporters criticize his Syria decision.
We've got two choices to fight this war: in their backyard or our backyard.
Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, the House passed a stopgap funding measure to keep the government open through February. That includes $5.7 billion for the president's border security wall, along with nearly $9 billion in disaster relief. Now it's on to the Senate, where it needs 60 votes to pass, and Democrats aren't budging.
President Trump is plunging the country into chaos, throwing a temper tantrum, and creating the Trump shutdown of the government.
The conservative House Freedom Caucus played a pivotal role in getting funding for the wall. Caucus Chairman Mark Meadows led the charge, calling on the president to reject a Senate compromise that did not include funding for the border wall.
Mr. President, we're going to back you up if you veto this bill.
Growing uncertainty in Washington on top of concerns about trade with China and rising interest rates is not the Christmas present investors hoped for. Thursday, the Dow dropped to its lowest level in more than a year. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.